Marcus Freeman has done an amazing job this year recruiting linebackers, earning commitments from 4 players that are either 4 stars or more. The crown jewel of the linebacking group may be 5-star Hilton Head linebacker Jaylen Sneed. Sneed is a scary athlete that could play multiple positions for the Fighting Irish, and a name Irish fans will get to know over the next 3 to 5 years. But who is Jaylen Sneed? Jaylen Sneed is from Hilton Head, South Carolina, and played at Hilton Head High School. As a senior, Sneed was named a finalist for the 2021 Butkus Award, which goes to the top high school linebacker. He finished the year recording 101 tackles, 8 tackles for a loss, 8 quarterback hits, 2 blocked punts, and 2 interceptions. He also played quarterback, rushing for 760 yards and 11 touchdowns. He is also named a finalist for South Carolina's Mr. Football Award. He finished his high school career with 245 tackles, 10 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 5 interceptions, and 3 blocked punts. As of now, according to 24/7 Sports Composite, Jaylen Sneed is a 5-star recruit who is the best player in South Carolina, 3rd best linebacker, and 28th best player nationally. He received over 36 different Division I offers from the likes of Alabama, Florida, Notre Dame, Oregon, and USC. Sneed planned to make his commitment on July 12th, 2021, when he planned to choose between the Fighting Irish and the Oregon Ducks. He had visited both schools in June and had taken a hard look at Oklahoma and Tennessee as well. Notre Dame viewed Sneed as a top priority, even though they had a commitment from the top linebacker in the nation at the time. Sneed was viewed as a versatile player who could play the rover, will, or even Mike linebacker position and had the elite athleticism Notre Dame coveted. Sneed would ultimately commit to Notre Dame through a video speaking about his commitment to WSAV. It's like a weight off my shoulders, and I can finally tell everybody that I'm going to the University of Notre Dame. It feels good. I feel like they're getting one of the best linebackers in the country to play for their school. A violent player that's going to work hard and do whatever it takes to win. When I walked into the stadium, I've just never seen a stadium that big before in my life. It amazed me. I don't think it's sunk in yet. I'm still a little nervous to play in the big stadium, but I'm up for the challenge. Hey you! Yeah, you! Do you think Jaylen Sneed will be a star at Notre Dame? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you are enjoying this video, make sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it, and it really helps the video do better in the algorithm. According to Clint Brewster, Sneed is projected to be a future Day 2 pick. Brewster writes, Sneed is a rocked-up outside linebacker edge player with long arms and good-looking frame. Sneed played his junior season with his hand down as a defensive end, but has more of an outside linebacker body type. Sneed has a relentless motor and superior physicality on the field. He has elite open field abilities to make plays in space and is extremely hard to block. Sneed possesses great play strength and knockback tackling power. He's got raw physical tools with upside potential as a defensive prospect. Sneed's explosive first step and downfield trigger put him in a position to make plays in the backfield. Excellent linear speed to chase down the ball, and showed consistent production throughout his high school career. Will set the tone of the game with his physicality. Brian Driscoll's analysis on Sneed was, Sneed isn't the biggest linebacker, checking in at 6'2" and 215 pounds, but his length is impressive and he has plenty of room to fill out the frame. He shows strong lower body and potential to add a good 10-15 more pounds, which will only enhance his power and explosiveness. What makes him a top prospect at this point is his athleticism and upside. Sneed is an extremely explosive athlete, one with an elite burst, impressive lateral quickness, and good speed, much like former Notre Dame linebacker Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Sneed likely won't blow you away with an elite 40-yard dash time, but his initial burst, short area quickness, change of direction, and flexibility make him play with exceptional speed. Sneed has the kind of foot quickness and downhill explosiveness that should allow him to eventually develop into an impactful inside linebacker. His range, length, and instincts also lend to him being an effective player in space. Sneed is also an outstanding edge rusher thanks to his aforementioned initial burst I talked about and his ability to chew up a lot of ground in a hurry. The Hilton Head star shows a good feel for the game, possessing quick reaction skills and the ability to diagnose between the run and pass relatively quickly. At the time, he doesn't take the best angles, but that can certainly be improved. He's a bit of a freelancer, which needs to be harnessed a bit, and he played defensive end as a junior, so there's plenty of technique work needed with Sneed. But the tools are truly outstanding. What I don't know right now is if Sneed has the coverage instincts to play as a true rover. It's not that I doubt that he has them, but I just haven't seen enough of him in coverage on film to really get a feel for how well he'll perform with that part of the game. Rover is not, however, the ideal position for him, so this doesn't really impact his grade much. At the very least, Sneed projects to be a quality zone defender and an inside linebacker, but the athleticism and length give him the potential to eventually develop into an impact cover player at inside linebacker. According to the state, if events had gone differently, the door may have been open for schools like South Carolina to make a run at the Hilton Head native. Sneed called his head coach BJ Payne on Monday night, with Payne telling the state, "Him and I talked on the phone. There are so many variables and factors that go into something like this. You wait until something is official, and then you start looking at the million different ways and different avenues that can go with this. I've been through this with a player before, so I talk to him and tell him to relax." Poona Ford went through the same thing. He was committed to Louisville, and then head coach Charlie Strong took the job at Texas. We'll see what happens and see who ends up where. There are going to be a lot of changes. Coach Beamer has done a fantastic job recruiting him, and I've talked to Clayton White for 15 years. He's recruited one of my kids in Ohio when he was at Stanford. We talked a couple of weeks ago about the possibility of coaching changes and what he would possibly do, including staying with Notre Dame. He said there was a possibility of some programs he'd be interested in. Clayton and Shane have done an amazing job. They just got in so late. The advantage Notre Dame had is that they had Marcus Freeman. Marcus Freeman was the first offer his freshman year at Cincinnati. Sneed stayed committed to the Irish, tweeting Tuesday morning, "In Coach Freeman we trust." Payne added, "Notre Dame knew both times he went to games. He cleared it with Notre Dame before he went to games. It has been made known to me that he let the South Carolina staff know that he is 1,000% committed to going to Notre Dame. Kelly leaving changes some things, maybe, but on the flip side of that, South Carolina is looking at him as the #1 player in the state, and if he wants to come up for games, of course they are going to give him tickets. And his sister goes to school there, and he goes up to see her. He takes a couple of buddies up, and he gets free tickets and goes to the game. I would be shocked if Sneed were to change his commitment before National Signing Day, and I think he may be a star at Notre Dame. He seems to have a great connection with new Notre Dame head coach Marcus Freeman, so now that Freeman's the head coach and not leaving for LSU or anywhere else, it just makes sense for Sneed to stay committed to Notre Dame, especially knowing him for so many years. But what do you think? How will Jaylen Sneed be at Notre Dame? Let me know in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my other videos right here. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.